Okay, now that you have your two pictures, we're going to start changing things up. So the new thing that I'm going to show you is changing the color of something. So if I was to zoom in, you choose whichever one you want to work on, and then just double check to make sure you're on the right layer. So even though I'm zoomed in here, I'm actually not on the right layer. I'm on the bottom one. So I need to click over here, and just the way I'm going to double check is this. Perfect, I'm there. We're going to use our selection tools, whichever selection tool you are comfortable with. If you can use the lasso, you can use the magic wand tool. So I'm going to try the magic wand. I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to select some of the blue that we got going on. Okay, now there are two ways that I can change the color of this. So I'm going to click on the color, and then I can say, it's a blue.
Make purple.
Nah.
Make it pink.
I want to make it, I don't want to make it, I'm going to make it orange.
That is too obvious.
No, purple would make it too obvious. Hit OK. Then what you're going to do is you can use the paint bucket brush. You can use the brush tool, and you can color it in, and it will only stay inside that selection. Like, it's not going to color up over here. Or you could go to Edit, Fill, and then right here where it says Contents, you can say foreground color because I want it to be orange, but I'm going to choose actually the background color because I want you to see it change. So we'll change it to white, and then I'm going to hit OK, and then it changed it to white. So I'm just going to go in my history now and just undo that so it stays to be orange. Now, to deselect this, you do Command D, and it's unselected. Now my selection wasn't that great. Look at, okay? So either make sure your selection's great, or then go back with your brush tool. And remember, I always say usually you want it down to 0. Here's where we would want it up at 100. Using the bracket keys over here to make it bigger or smaller. And I'm just kind of.
So technically, could you make some blue with this?
And then when you zoom out, it's not as noticeable.
Like if you want
Right. Drew, do you have a question?
That was a dumb question.
Okay. All right, so now I changed the headband. So I need to come over here and go back to my red. I'm on my brush tool, hit OK, and say, oh, go back to that. I'm on the brush. And then circle the headband because that's what I changed. Now I'm going to change part of that tree. So I'm going to click, whoops, go back over here. I'm going to zoom in. Remember, always working on the same one. Now we know how to use the stamp tool. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the Alt, click, and I'm going to start to stamp that away. That's another thing that you can do. Now, you can also, one of the examples was the frown was upside down. So I am going to stamp out this person's, Charlie Brown's mouth.
You just leave it like that. You just leave it on
Okay, I can. So then I'm going to stamp out her mouth. And then I'm going to go to my brush tool. I'm going to choose the color. I want to you have that same exact color. So this is something new as well. This is the eyedropper tool. And what the eyedropper tool does is if you go on any color and you click, this color will change. So if I went here, it would turn, it picks that exact color. So I want that exact color. Let me go in the eye. And then I'm going to go to my paintbrush. I'm going to make it a little smaller here. And I'm just going to
Just a big smile.
make it really big. All right. So then I zoom out. Okay. And then, so there's the differences. I need to go and change those on here. Go back to my red. Hit OK. Make sure my pencil tool. This is changed. I'm going to make my brush size a little bigger here using my bracket keys. Okay. And then we took that out. We took that out. And you're going to make 10 changes.